opening doorways, UCAS applications and interview tips. That is what I will cover talking in this presentation to help guide you through your next steps of building your way up to university. The first thing I want to mention before I go into anything further is it's natural to be nervous. It's absolutely fine. I've been through it and you're going to go through it as well. It's a stage in your life that you will feel is a new challenge and open for you. And it will feel quite daunting and things at first, but I think the best way to put yourself in a better position is to prepare and know exactly what to expect. The things that I will also be covering in this talk are more about applications in general, about writing your CV and building it up further to be desirable for the universities, and more a bit about interviews and some final tips to get you through each of these. Talking about applications. So when applying to your university, the thing you want to consider first is the course itself. All of you coming to attend this talk today would have shown already some passion, some love and enthusiasm for mathematics itself. However, which degree is exactly and best suitable for you? Would you like to take a standard bachelor's degree that is directly a study of the pure or the different applied mathematics courses there are available? Would you like to take a bachelor's with an integrated master's degree? Would you like to take a joint degree? And when considering joint degrees, these are courses that you consider different elements and different proportions of different degrees. But when applying to a joint degree, one thing to consider is the weighting of each degree. As for a joint degree, for example, maths and computer science, it may be of a 50-50 ratio balance, where you wouldn't completely study either of them to the complete in-depth breadth of someone doing a single honours. However, you would explore both the different skills at different levels. So that's something to consider. However, doing a joint degree such as mathematics with business may be a 75 to 25 degree ratio. So these are something when considering when looking into applying to joint degrees, as they do vary in terms of percentages, and is something you should consider. In addition to this, you may want to consider for your application whether you want to apply for a year in industry. As Stella very nicely displayed and put forward all the benefits of year in industry, this might be something you want to consider. You would also like to think, as the university itself, what support is available for you for the year in industry, but what would help you best in your transition towards the placement. A year abroad may be something that you want to consider into your sandwich degree as well. That is something, where would you like to consider going to? What other skills would you like to explore? And something to consider as well is what abroad university, the university you're applying to also accommodates and supports you towards applying towards. Addition for the application is the university itself. So many different universities vary from being campus-based to being city-based. The entire atmosphere there can vary, and it's actually focusing on what exactly works best for you. The best way to go about this is attending open days. Actually go there and have a feel for it yourself. Wander around, see what it's like, and see if this is a place you would like to spend your 3 or more years there. Part of applying towards a university is the courses that are available. So this intertwines with each other, and it's really a matter of fact of what you would prefer. Are you looking at the university itself, that you really like to be here in this place, and then looking at what courses are available? Or are you looking at which courses are very similar between the universities and then comparing the environments in general? Modules within that also come into play for when selecting which university you want to apply for, as they very much vary in terms of content structure and what you will cover. And then finally, the environment as well. That all ties in very well with the generic and overall university experience. Talking a bit more about CVs. So the key things you should include in your CV are personal details. This is for the mere reason of having all the information available there for the person assessing your application. You should also include motivation and course awareness. You want to display to the person that is interviewing you what exactly motivates you to join their university. And course awareness is a key part of this, to recognize that you've done your research, that you know exactly where you are going and where exactly you want to tailor your experience, and how that university and that module and that course will exactly support you towards that. You want to also talk about your education, the academic history that you have, and all the grades, that fantastic grades that will support you towards making that application, and also some more volunteering and work experience. This will also show all the things you've engaged in away from your academic history, something that you've taken the initiative to be involved with, and reflect to the interviewers that they actually are assessing someone that will contribute and play a key part to the university as a whole. Talking about key skills and additional awards and qualifications is a key part to helping you shine and stand out as a unique individual. This is a part of the CV in general that will explore things that are make you different and what you will bring to the university as a unique individual. So as part of building your CV and personal statement, some key do's and don'ts. So the particular first one that I want to cover is, let me just move this out of there. Don't list your technical skills and strengths, but in fact explore where you have demonstrated them and talk more in detail of where exactly how this has played a part and how it has developed. A key tip for this is talking in terms of a STARS technique. This means going into detail about the situation, where exactly and what happened, the task that was relevant, so what exactly was given to you, the action you took for that, and then the results and self-reflection of how you displayed it and demonstrated to adapt it and build it further. Another key don't is don't write in paragraphs, but in fact, do write in smaller, concise sentences to keep it quite concise in things, and keep it to a maximum of 2 slides. This is a key guidance and a reference as you will be aware when you're applying towards a university. They have thousands and many multiple different applications, and they want to know who you are and shine out quite distinctly, and not have to read through a lot of information and then get lost with all the key parts that you may have got to mention about yourself. Addition to this, sorry about my slides, don't use any vague terminologies or the same CVs in each application. But in fact, if you know where you are applying to, tailor this, write about your uniqueness, your personal brand, who you are and what makes you special, and tailor it towards the exact university or the course that you would like to apply for. This makes it more targeted, and the interviewer will recognize and value the fact you have taken your motivation to apply and talk about further of the particular thing that you are going to be a part of. Furthermore, as part of an interview, with all the nerves that we go through, we often tend to forget an interview is actually a two-way process. As much as them interviewing you, you are also interviewing them. Where they interview you to know what sort of a student and a candidate you are to add to their university, you are also interviewing them by asking questions of whether this university is best for you. This not only gives you the opportunity to learn more about them, but it also gives you the opportunity to shine further by showing that that you are a student that is showing interest and enthusiasm in learning, that you want to attend the best university that is suited for you. Further parts of interviews, understand what type of interview you are attending. Understand whether it is an exam out loud or whether this is actually an informal chat. These can vary, such as an exam out loud being one that possibly an Oxbridge interview might go into, and an informal chat may be something less nerve-wracking, less assessed. So understanding what type of interview you're actually going into will help you tailor your answers and the way you speak. You may change your body language as such, and you may also adapt your way of talking and expressing yourself. So being aware of what it is beforehand really helps you to understand how to continue to progress forward. Also be ready to talk about yourself. With this, it follows with your actual application. If you've mentioned some key areas in there for any skills or experience you have, be ready for an interview to pick this out, and then for you to elaborate further on it for your hobbies and interests and anything interesting you've done. Keep it going as a conversation and show them that you are more than just an individual aspiring for a great academic success. Also, as part of the interview, as I mentioned, ask questions. Some examples may be such as of graduate history and what have graduates that have gone through this university gone on to do. or ask about what are your current courses and how will it particularly, so tailor it in terms of how will it particularly help advance my IT skills, and also ask about what they are looking for. So what do you expect of a student joining your university? Going on this point for what they are looking for, I can indeed give you some key pointers. So interviewers are looking for 6 key elements. 1, the positive attitude towards study. They want someone that is very positive, that wants to think, that has the drive and the motivation to take responsibility of their independent study and put it towards their university, and that gives a great success. They want someone with the ability to work and think independently. As obviously taking forward the university environment, they want someone to be able to take on the responsibility and ownership for their studies. They want someone with the ability to persevere and complete tasks with, no matter how challenging it may get, don't give up. They want someone with the ability to work well in groups, as this is another skill set you will develop in your duration of your university experience. They want you with an inquiring mind to ask questions and go beyond the scope of the module itself to find out more and add further. And they want someone with good written English. So make sure that your application and your CV is all correctly spelt and has good grammar. Overall, they are looking for people who will contribute to the university. So make sure that you stand out and show them why you are a perfect fit for them. So finally, on some key tips. Be proud that you're enjoying maths. It is quite unusual for someone to be unapologetic for their love of maths. And when you are applying to a university for the subject of maths, be proud of it. Show them that how much you like it. And that will be something really key and really interesting to have to listen about you. Also, be honest. It is fine to not know the answer to a question. In fact, when I was in my interview and I was asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? I said, to be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know where I want to be in 5 years' time, but I know where I'm applying towards today will help me get in a better position where I will be happy. As I'm applying to do a degree course that makes me enjoy it every single day, and I know whichever career field that I will end up in will be something that I will love waking up on a Monday morning and attending and being a part of. Also, be prepared. Do your research, understand the actual university, and look into things that will come to you that may be key questions. Also, in terms of preparation, if there is an exam that you may be required to sit during the interview, do your research there and also make preparation for that. Understand the question. It is quite key with the time given in terms of interviews that you actually understand the question and answer it correctly. A key tip here would be probably repeating the question as you answer it, slightly rephrased. So it gives you a time to actually digest the question and think exactly how best to answer it going forward. Look over your application. It is vital that you know exactly what you have written, for there may be key elements that the interviewer wants to pick out and know more about. So please brush up on the information you've provided and know exact examples to give when you're talking about it further. Look over key questions. There are plenty available online, and that will just help you in getting more prepared as well for yourself. Looking over key questions, there's also a tip in terms of having mock interviews. Do it with your friends, do it with your families, and this will just get you into the atmosphere for answering questions and the whole interview process. And the final tip is check, recheck, and check again. Make sure you are completely confident in terms of what you are writing and applying towards. But don't worry, because if you've done your homework, if you've attended open days and you have done all your research, then you are going to be applying to a place that you will be very happy for the next 3 or 4 years. I just want to say thank you for listening, and if you've got any questions regarding that, I would be more than happy to answer as well. Perfect. So I have a question. I am someone who is aware of my mathematical ability, however, constantly doubts myself. Have you found that universities provide good support systems for doubters such as myself? I think that is a great question, as I think I was someone in that position as well. I wasn't the best at mathematics as well. And there were several elements in mathematics, such as exploring it further. There's pure, there's statistics, and there's applied, and sometimes not all of them are for you. So you begin this doubting process, as with mathematics, there's either a right or a wrong answer. But I think actually attempting it, never giving up, having that perseverance sort of mindset that I will try it, I will give it a shot. And having yet still that love of mathematics that keeps you held on to it, you can continue to do so. And in terms of providing good support systems, I think it varies from university to university, and this is something you should definitely consider when making your application. But all universities have this available for you, such as the University of Leicester, where I attend, has a peer mentoring system that guides us through each step and puts you with a buddy from a mentor that is 1 year ahead of you. So you can ask them questions and they've gone through the same process as well. They'll know exactly how to guide you further and best help you there. So I think generally, if you are doubting yourself, then have the confidence that I know you can still answer that other question. Sometimes mathematicians tend to be perfectionists and they want to know how to do everything correctly, but there are certain parts that you may trip up and fall, but just get yourself back up because I know you can do it. And if there are any further questions. So I'll also answer the question live for, do the options of topics to specialise in largely differ from uni to uni? And the answer is yes, they can. This is something you should consider, as depending on the university size and the actual structure of the university, it can quite vary. For example, a much larger university that has, for example, more than 250 students may have more different modules available as they have more students, so they will explore different fields. But then they may also offer less tailored support. So it's really thinking in terms of what best environment and where exactly you want to be as a part of. And then I can also answer a question saying, what would you recommend for work experience before university? So to go to university, I think the relevant experience is actually taking ownership and responsibility of your independence and your freedom. So any work experience in particular might not target towards it, but as long as you have the experience of time managing, of being organized, of exploring things in terms of knowing exactly how to manage your things and do teamwork, I think would be really beneficial, as you can further talk about it in your interviews, and you will also be able to demonstrate it quite effectively when it comes to actually applying it as part of your course. And I think I will stop it there. We will continue to answer the rest of the questions by text, and I will now pass it on to the next speaker.